Well, surprise, you're getting a video today after all. Are you surprised? I am. But I feel like we should have a conversation. I know I may sound weird to some of you because I'm talking to a camera right now and you can't talk back to me. But I do mean a conversation. I'm going to be looking for all feedback, comments, tips, advice, everything of what I'm about to talk about. You know, I've been doing this now. February 5th I got my truck, so a little over 6 months. And you've often heard me say that I don't feel like I'm in the position that I should be after being 6 months in. So before I go into what I'm thinking, understand this. I am signed on with Schneider. So the rates on their load board, which is all I'm allowed to use is their load board, the rates there are what they are. There's no negotiation. There's no saying, hey, can I get more out of this? It's not like a spot market board. I'm not dealing with brokers. I'm dealing with the company, their load board, their loads. This is what they pay. Take it or don't. That's just it. Can't do anything about that. So you've heard me say that truckers run the way they want to run, right? And me specifically, I run the way I want to run, which for me, I prefer the southern states, but I haven't really been able to accomplish that very well because the loads that in the areas that I want to run aren't necessarily good enough for me to continue staying in that area over and over and over. At least I haven't figured out that hack yet. Maybe there's loads that come up that I never see because I'm not on the board at the right times. So I mean, that's a possibility. There's also the loads that are in the areas that I'm in that I'm just like, I'm not taking that damn thing. For one, it's 46,000 pounds, and two, it's $1.02 a mile, you know, or even lower. For example, when you're in Texas and you do a big search, there's a lot of loads that leave, well, for example, Dallas to Laredo for like 60 cents a mile. There's one on the board right now from Houston to Laredo for 43 cents a mile. Well, that's like $260 total, right? So how can you, in good conscience, it'll cost you more than that in fuel to take a load like that. But me and my buddy was talking there yesterday. I was telling him the same things. I'm just not in a position to where I felt I should be this far in, right? So he was like, well, I mean, yeah, why would they do that? I'm like, well, they just put loads like that on the board, I guess, like filling it out, see if anyone will take it before they pass it off to a company driver. I don't know why they will put a load up that cheap on the board. I just don't know. And he was like, well, that's horrible, but is there anything coming out of Laredo that would get you, that you can take this down there for, that would be worth to pick up afterwards? I was like, and I never even did a follow-up on one of those Laredo loads because I'm just like, I wasn't going down there for 40 cents a mile. But on the other hand, I did look, and there was one load that would have been worth coming out of Laredo going to somewhere in Louisiana, like $1.90 a mile or something. I mean, it'd have been horrible getting there, but it would have been better than deadheading that far to get me to a load that would be worth taking. However, the previous load from Houston down to Laredo wouldn't have got me there in time for that scheduled pickup for that Laredo load, right? So, during this conversation, we're looking at loads, or we're talking about loads in the industry and how megas are pretty much, I guess, the safe bet in someone in my situation because the mega will always have loads. May not be great loads or whatever. That's just kind of the conversation going back and forth. So, but throughout the conversation I was talking, I was like, well, this is how I want to run. This is how I want to run. Maybe the way I want to run is what's hurting me the most. Maybe. So I was like, instead of doing what I want to do right now, I should probably just run what I have to in order to make the numbers make sense. In which I kind of thought, I felt like I was doing that, doing it how I wanted, having the numbers make sense for most weeks, versus just going places that I don't want to go, which probably would have been better numbers or even better outcomes or better follow-up loads. Because you heard me say it before, do what you have to so you can do what you want to do, right? However, I mean, there's no however. Maybe I need to start focusing that way. Just take the loads. Stop looking at RPM, stop looking at deadhead miles, stop looking at weights. So I do believe the weight and controlling fuel is another source to boost your revenue, which that's a fact. Less expenses equal more revenue. But I need to ignore the basic stuff like that. Don't be scared of deadhead 200-300 miles if you need be. And I need to add, don't even worry about weight. Just set a weekly goal, whatever that number may be, 4,500, 5,000, 6,000, whatever that number is. Set a goal and do what you have to in order to get to that goal. Now that sounds horrible to me, but I think I'm going to have to change up my mindset to that in order, because I know where I want to be. Problem is, I don't know if I can have that want in trucking right now. I don't have any regrets of this at all, and I want to keep my truck, but I've got to seriously start thinking about whether it's best or not. There's some of you out there saying, "Oh, I knew it. Doesn't matter if you knowed it or you thought you knew it, or if whatever ultimately decides being what you thought or whatever. I'm talking to you now about what's really going through my head and what I'm feeling, and I'm trying to make the best of this situation. Really, I think I'm really looking at moving over to different companies. I haven't chosen a company yet because there's various things. Some things I just don't want to, I'm not going to put up with. Something I just don't like in general. Maybe some part of me is just scared to make a move. I don't know. Right now the load I get, I'm picking up on Wednesday, because right now it's still Monday afternoon. The load I'm picking up on Wednesday is picking up in Avondale, Texas, and it's going to West Rock and Lithia Springs. That's $1.97 a mile after my 100-mile deadhead. 1,600. Pick up on Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. It's a live load. I think it's a live load. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, live load. And the scheduled delivery on Friday at 5 p.m. for a live unload. It also says this distributor doesn't take any trailers 10 years or older, so it must be a newer trailer. And apparently, some of the planners, which I'm waiting for a call back now, have noticed that because there's been some changes done to my work assignment. However, they're telling me to go over to somewhere in Humble to pick up an empty, but they don't have the drop my current task on, because the trailer that I currently have attached on me is a 14 trailer, which is 10 years or older, right? So, and I don't know if I'm pretty sure I picked up here before. Maybe these are the giant paper rolls. I really don't know, but it's a heavy load. 43,000 pounds going to West Rock. It's probably, you know what? Maybe I think this is probably the recycled paper, actually. Just they put bundles of paper, recyclables in you, and you're done with. Maybe that's it. Going to West Rock for processing. Yeah, that's probably what this is. But it's a live load and a live unload. But it wants me to get a newer trailer. But like I said, they told me to go over to Humble to pick up an empty. But I got to let them know, hey, I still got it empty on me, but it's not good enough for these people. So they need to add a drop empty task to where they're sending me to go pick up a trailer, or figure it out another place altogether. One or the other. Yeah, it's a good load. It is. Well, at least by today's standards, I guess. About 97 a mile. I'll be there in a day and a half. It's only like 700 miles from pickup to drop off, so it's a day and a half. But it looks like I'm running into an area, Lithia Springs, Georgia, to where nothing comes out on Saturday and Sunday. And that I don't get. I don't understand. I don't get that. How can nothing be coming out within a 100-mile radius on Saturday or Sunday? I don't know. I don't understand it. The trucking industry don't stop. If you don't have a load that books you through the weekend, you're pretty much screwed of finding one. And I know it's area dependent, but I'm going into Georgia, for Pete's sake. You would think there would be loads coming out. Right now, everything that stops on Friday doesn't pick back up till Monday. It's like, what in the hell? So I don't know. I'm definitely going to stretch out the deadhead parameters up to 200 miles, and I'm going to be there Friday afternoon before 5. Hopefully they'll unload me right away. Hopefully. We'll see how it all works out, but I don't know. I don't have any questions for you per se, but I do want you to kind of comment on what I'm thinking. I'm just going to have to start taking loads that I normally wouldn't take just because I don't want to. Just because it's going to areas I don't want to be. And just do it and focus on the number that I set and work my ass off to get to that number every single week. It's not what I want to do. Like I said, I would love if I can find loads, like start out in the Houston area or somewhere between Houston and Dallas. Every week I leave the house, go pick up a load, go over into, I don't know, Louisiana somewhere, go up to over in Oklahoma somewhere, Arkansas, hell, even Mississippi, and just kind of do like a triangle or a square or something, and end back up at Houston or in Texas every week or every other week or so. That's what I would love. But unfortunately, now don't get me wrong, there's loads coming out of these places. There are. There's just not loads coming out for Schneider. And if there are, they're not on our load board. They're strictly company driver boards. Which is another reason why when I do leave, I will go to an owner-operator company. I will not go to the mega. You're competing with company drivers. Which we get that. We know that. You're a company. If I have my own company, I do the same damn thing to keep my company making money off my company drivers, and whatever's left over I don't want to cost me too much money to run. Let's slap it on the board. Let some owner operator or IC grab it. I understand it. I don't like it because I'm on the bad side of it. I understand the reasonings for it. I'm not going to give up my truck. I don't want to give up my truck. I was a little nasty in a couple of emails with my SFI rep there on Friday before she took her extended weekend. I've been nasty with some company responded emails when I get dumbass planners doing stupid shit. That's going back to my old mentality to where I was just an asshole to everybody, and I don't want to be like that again. I've worked so hard to get away from that, to better my mental health, to be a nicer person, be good, not screw nobody, not just not to be that dick all the damn time. And I did. I've changed it. For the most part, I'm not like that no more. It just after once you decide to make a change in life, you change, and then before you know it, it's habit. It's not, it's automatic to where you be that good person. But my temper has gotten short here lately, and I need to focus on that too. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on all this? Just me opening up and 100% transparent, like I always am. I'm an open book. Just me talking to you, having a conversation, throwing everything out. Let me know how you perceive any of this. Am I just being a whiny little bitch? Am I just I don't know, what do you think? Am I not supposed to be a trucker? I don't know. Let me know. Alright, so that was Schneider calling back. So told her what's going on. She's going to forward everything over the box, and they'll correct everything that needs to be corrected. But yeah, that's it. Just me in front of a camera talking to you, pouring my heart out. Let me know your thoughts on all this. Am I just being a whiny little fucking trucker? Am I just being you shouldn't be a trucker to begin with? Go get you a real job somewhere. I don't know. Just tell me what you think. Because honestly, I love this shit. I love this shit. And money is not my decision maker on anything. Don't get me wrong. Money's not my motivation. But if I'm putting everything I got into what I'm doing, money needs to be a good byproduct. So it's kind of a backhanded thing, but maybe I'm just dumb. Am I just dumb? Just put dumb. Don't do that, please. If you think I'm dumb, tell me why. That's all I want to know. I want honesty from you guys. I want your feedback 100%, and that's it. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. Is great. And the whole Halloween line has been released. For some reason, Ghostface and Freddy Krueger hasn't been approved yet. I don't know why. I'm gonna go back in there and check that out, find out what's going on with that, but hopefully it is. But go check out the line. Hey man, Halloween, I love Halloween. I love Halloween, my favorite time of the year. Like when I'm like, a Halloween for me, the haunted mazes, the trails, the haunted houses, the horror flicks, the movies, the whole, I love Halloween. I always love things that go boom in the night. I love, if I go to like see a scary movie, if I can get 2 or 3 scares throughout the movie, then it's a success. Jump scares are stupid, but actual feeling fear, because it takes a lot to scare me, and I like the feeling of the uneasiness. I like the sensation. I'm not saying fear for your life, of course, but I want to be scared sometimes, especially around Halloween. So anyway, go check out the line, all the Halloween stuff, and grab something if you like. Thank you so much. They're t-shirts and hoodies, of course, because it's getting fall weather. It's getting Halloween weather. So any color the spreadsheet offers, it's there. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of it. I love you guys. Can't wait to read the comments of this video. And we'll see you tomorrow, probably, most likely.